This teacher would make me. We had to do.
Wait, well, let's recap because we did lose the microphone there for a long period of time. So, in case I had to scrub all that, what are we? You were talking about a particular
teacher.
A teacher that.
Up before you guys start screwing over.
A teacher.
You're that bored. I get it, Simon.
No, with this teacher.
Two
No.
middle-class white guys talking about life.
First world problems.
Sorry, I'm not Chinese.
With Jordan and Sean. Fucking Simon. Look at there he goes. What a prick.
Grade 2. She was my French teacher in a couple years, and she wanted us to draw a picture of a pig, but it was a girl pig. Which, when you're like an 8-year-old,
what does that mean? She said, "I wanted you to draw a picture of a pig."
We had to color it in for some reason. It had like a French thing at the bottom. I don't know how that was a lesson at all. So it was a girl pig, and at that age, I didn't want anything to do with girls, right? It's that sort of like that's like I was against girls.
Well, you knew even then you were terrible in bed. So I mean, yeah.
That's what it was. It was a girl pig, so I remember thinking, I'm gonna make it really cool looking, and I just watched RoboCop. So I made it like RoboCop. I gave like the helmet and the armor, and it was so cool. I gave it a gun, and I was really excited about this drawing. And I remember showing it to my friends. They're all like, "You're so cool, and it's so good." And I was all excited, and she took it and she ripped it up.
She ripped it up?
She took it and was like, "What is it?" And she ripped up a piece and she was like, "Do it again." And I was so upset because she ripped up, it was a really
honestly,
cool, it was RoboPig.
Fuck you to all these grade school teachers who shit on kids' creativity. And like
RoboPig.
It was a drawing?
Well, I drew over a drawing. I made it better.
He made RoboPig and you shit on his dreams. And as a result, he's working in media now.
I'm not the artist I could have been.
This is what you did to him. This actually really does drive me nuts. These teachers who basically their attitude is, here are the lines. How well can you fit within these lines?
Well, that's what it is.
And if you can't, I can't deal with you. I don't know what to do. You're clearly a fuck up. And at the same time, the same teachers, if you were to interview them and say, who were the great geniuses in history? They'd name all of these people who were famous or infamous for being free thinkers and for bucking trends and for being...
I have a lot of respect for teachers. I had some really great teachers.
I did not have many.
Here's one thing I really liked about this teacher, Mr. Guthrie, really great teacher. Was
Mr. Guthrie?
Mr. Guthrie, fantastic teacher, still teaching in my old high school.
Are you serious?
Oh, he's still teaching.
This goes out to Mr. Guthrie.
He would, if he would assign us an essay, he would also write the essay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he would write the essay and he would say, okay, if you have to do homework, anytime he would assign homework, he would also do the homework that night because he goes, if you're doing it, I also have to do it. But the caveat to that was that his was as good as it was supposed to get to. If you could do it as good as he was, then that was what it was. So if he wrote an essay, he would also, and I know that's unfair, but he would basically go,
No, I get it. But Mr. Guthrie was obviously not only a very good teacher, but also suffering from some form of mental retardation.
No.
As a kid or a teenager, you're going to school to begin with for 6 to 8 hours a day. Mm-hmm. How dare you assign this fucking kid like work to take home with him as if he hasn't put in enough hours during the day? He's a child. He is a teenager. He is in that time of life when he's got so much to do and explore, and your attitude as a teacher is to say, I'm going to infringe upon those few hours you have at night, to yourself.
I did well in school, so I didn't have an issue.
Well, you're a keener. There you
go.
No,
it wasn't so much a keener. I thought I was Holden Caulfield for a period. I thought I was a big rebel, but I really wasn't. I mean, my marks went down to like a B.
So much of your education, especially in secondary school, is padding. They're trying to fill the hours until you're legally an 18-year-old adult, where they can basically say, go fuck yourself, you can go to post-secondary, you can go get a job, we don't give a shit. The number one lesson you learn in school from the time that you're 4 or 5 years old to the time that you're 18 is how to wake up to an alarm clock and go do something you don't want to do.
I think
that's the number one lesson you learn, because that prepares you for a job.
I think you're being overly glib for one. No, I agree with you to some extent. There's no question. There's a sort of conditioning. I think there's an unfortunate thing that is taught, one, to the dumbest students, and I think it's also the focus is on regurgitation. It's a problem with testing. There's so many issues, and it's a larger discussion too that we're not qualified to make. But
I'm qualified.
I'll tell you a story about a parent calling, and it was just horrible. If you don't understand who I am, this is it. So,
Oh my God.
grade 10, something like that. It was in gym class where you have to also do health. I don't know whatever that is, but we had we had a split. It was like for some reason 6 weeks we had to do health, and it was taught by a gym teacher who you didn't want to learn. He was just
Our gym teacher, by the way, is doubled as the English teacher.
Okay, our gym teacher also did health. Who I know my mom will be horrified. I really hope he's dead. I hate this man so much.
Bad.
Oh, if I could
blocked mine out.
If I could kill one person, it would be this man. He's just a horrible man. So I come back to school after Christmas break on the Monday, and he says, "Jordan, I hope you're prepared. You have your presentation tomorrow." I had not done no work on my presentation over the Christmas break. All I cared about was
Hookers and blow.
G.I. Joes.
The whole thing was
G.I. Joes or whatever I was concerned about at the time.
G.I. Joe. Well, okay.
I don't remember. It might have been
some
G.I. Joes were a big part of my
tendencies.
personality,
Okay.
so I had no idea. That probably was what I was focused on. So I remember that night scrambling, trying to research the project, and we had to, at the time, this was the beginning, we had to do our presentation on PowerPoint, I remember, and this was PowerPoint.
What?
PowerPoint had just
You had to do PowerPoint in high school?
PowerPoint had just come out, and he had the biggest hard-on for PowerPoint.
That's crazy. I've never even heard of
Here's
that.
the thing, we didn't own a computer.
PowerPoint
We didn't own a
in high
computer. I didn't own a computer.
Well, I mean, you guys were
nothing.
living on a bee farm,
Computers
right?
had just come out. Well, not they had just come out.
A goat farm?
But, personal computers had just come out.
What year was this?
1993, 94.
Okay, no, okay. That's
Okay, so
fair enough.
computers had just come out. The internet was the new thing.
He wanted you to do it in PowerPoint?
And PowerPoint. I had no idea. So, and I remember I was working all night,
Wow,
late
that's
night.
so
and my
strange.
mom at the end of the night was like, "Why don't you just go into your teacher and tell him I need a little bit extra time. Give me a couple days and I'll do it." And I was like, "Can you do that?" I didn't know you could do that. And she's like, "Just do that." So I was like, "Okay." So
That's university, that's not high school.
So that's not high school. I go up to him in his office early in the morning, and I say, I don't know why you're ever going to want to put this on the internet, but I go to him early in the morning, and I said, "Mr. Allardyce," and I'm all sheepish because I'm me.
That's just the way you roll.
And I'm very sheepish. I feel very uncomfortable, and I'm just like, and the first thing he says to me, and a reminder, first thing he says to me is, "How's your presentation going to go?" And I go, "You know what? That's kind of what I want to talk to you about. I didn't know I was going to go first. And I didn't have time to do it, and I feel really bad about it. Could you give me a couple days, and I think I can really do a presentation that would be worthwhile." And he's like, and he says to me, "That's okay. Your mom already called. I'm going to give you that extra time."
Your mom called?
My mom called. It's just like, when the blood just drips out of you. So basically, he was making fun of, he said it in a way like, "Yeah, your mom called. And it was just the most embarrassing. And I know my mom had the best intentions. Like the mom is just like, I'll call and make sure it's okay.
I'll work this all out.
I'll work this all out for you." And the thing was, she didn't realize he was a masochistic asshole. So here's not the best part. He says it to me, he's like, "Yeah, your mom called. I'll give you the extra time." So I'm like, I'm already kind of feeling made fun of. So we go to the presentation, it's class. No one in class, knows that I'm even supposed to go that day. And he goes, "All right, so the first 10 presentations by Susie, whoever it is, and her thing's on stress. And Jordan, you know a little bit of stress, don't you?" Jordan came up to me this morning.
Oh my God.
All white-faced and and he does an impersonation of me, by the way. And a fairly accurate one. He does an impersonation. Jordan's all like, "Oh, I can't do my presentation." He's like, "But don't worry, Jordan's mommy called and made it sure." I swear to God.
I would have attacked him. I would have physically attacked him.
He did all this. If I've ever been this close to crying in my life, it was that.
God,
I thought I was gonna just weep and start, and everyone is laughing, right? Everyone in the class laughed. If I ever had a chance of a girlfriend, it was, and I didn't have a chance.
He's a bully.
He was a bully.
And wow, a phys ed teacher who's a bully.
Surprising, isn't it?
You know what though? I avoided phys ed so much that I think it was second year high school. I had broken my ankle at some point, and I milked it. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm milking this."
I used to fake back injuries.
Yeah, but that year in the high school, my I think it was grade 10, in my high school yearbook, I was voted most accident prone. That is not a legacy. We are perfectly aware that nobody's going to want to watch this, so we need to think of a title that will grab people's attention, just so we get the satisfaction of knowing they've clicked on this.
Here's what it is. We need to,
and being very deeply disappointed.
We need an actress who people like to see naked. Who is that? Who's the popular actress? Is it Lonnie Henderson? I don't know. I don't know who's popular.
Lonnie Henderson?
I don't know who's popular nowadays.
What did we say last week in the broadcast? We're not going to broadcast. Was it Kate Blanchett?
Oh, that's because I came up with. I was trying to think of something the kids liked. Remember? I came with an actor the kids liked, and I can't Blanchett.
Last week's was going to be titled Kate Blanchett Topless. But
this week is Lonnie Anderson.
Not Lonnie Anderson, because that nobody will click on that. Okay, look. One of the articles we looked at was Lady Gaga, so she's very clearly popular.
Lady Gaga topless.
Does anybody care to see Lady Gaga's tits, though? I mean, Lady Gaga sex tape.
By the way, I'm hideously. No one wants to see this on TV.
Lady, I don't want to see it.
Oh, on TV, on the internet. Look at this.
I had a horrible time.
I'm not a good-looking man.
Living through the. I'm fucking. Look at me right now. I look like a fucking moron.
I look like I took the worst features of both my parents.
Lady Gaga sex tape.
Lady Gaga sex tape.
Lady Gaga sex tape. It's got nothing to do with anything. We're gonna put this on YouTube, and I'm not kidding you. In 10 years from now, it'll still be on, and we'll have like 8 hits. 8.
I hope I've never run for office or anything.
This will always be there. Look, we can turn these right upside down. This was a complete fucking waste of time, and we're gonna continue doing it. Complete waste of time.